Divorce Proofing Your Marriage Part 3. This is, again, something that couples need to do, and if you're already in a marriage that's going a bit sour, then perhaps you need to reset with something that I'm going to suggest to you now. When a couple gets married, I'll ask why. Why do you want to get married? And usually, 9 times out of 10, if not 11 out of 10, the couple say, because we love each other. And that's a great start, but it's not the best foundation for a marriage. The best foundation for a marriage, and of course we assume that there's some emotion involved in this, love, but the best foundation is that you have come to see that you can trust this person for the rest of your life together. And trust is built over a process, and this is a part of the marriage preparation that a pastoral marriage counsellor will help a couple through. So this process of developing trust comes from understanding. In fact, one of the things that I point out to a couple is that there is an involuntary response from every human being towards someone else who they feel understands them. When you have met someone whom you just know they understand you, and you can share openly with them, you can be transparent with them, and you can trust them with that transparency because you know they understand you, and that understanding draws you closer to them. And this is the power of understanding. When you feel someone understands you, you are involuntarily drawn closer to them. So, with coming to trust someone, it involves understanding. Understanding involves being able to share openly, transparently with them, and having that person respond by listening carefully. And one of the things that I would want to take a couple through, especially for the guys, because men are just not naturally good at this at all, and they need training. And they can be trained, they can learn this, is that to understand someone well, in other words, to build that kind of trust that's needed, you have to be able to listen well. And there's 3 types of listening. There's active listening, reactive listening, and responsive listening. So active listening, many people would understand this is you're listening so that you could repeat back to the person. This is what you're saying is. Yep, that's it. Reactive listening is where someone's sharing, perhaps being very transparent, and the other person goes, oh yeah. That's a reaction that says they're not listening. And a reactive listening posture is where there's eye contact, there's empathy shown, sympathy shown in the expression, facial expressions, and body language. And they can also so the active listening is still a part of it. But then the responsive listening, and this is where when you get to trust someone who shares perhaps transparently, listen, when you talk to me like this, it makes me feel really inferior, and I'd really appreciate it if you didn't talk to me like this. Now the response is either going to be defensive and attack, now you've learned something about them, or it's going to be a contrite response where now you realise I can share openly with them and trust that they will listen well and not just react well, but also respond well also. And that's the kind of person you want to marry when you've met someone like that.